Revisiting my dreams with the king.
That's dope. But yeah, I don't even know. We ain't recording now. We just talking about what's been up with you. 707 week. What you got? Some more events and stuff going?
Man, I said this month I wasn't gonna do too much, and then it's like I have an event every other day because I did Dre Day on the 5th. That was
Yeah.
my first time doing that, and then 707 Day yesterday, and then I think on
Actually,
Thursday.
I'm gonna ask you about that. I'm gonna ask you about that to start off the show.
Okay,
How
and
about
then
that?
Thursday I got something in Oakland on the 10th, and then the 12th I got something in Fairfield, and then the 19th something in Sac.
Novene C TV. All right, you ready, bro? I'm gonna go ahead and record.
Okay, I
You
thought it was
hear
already.
me? It's already recording. Oh
Yeah.
shit! I'm just gonna go ahead and start. All right, welcome to the ride. This is another episode of the Revisit Your Dreams podcast right here on YouTube.com. Thank you for joining us today. I want to thank each one of our subscribers for joining us, for watching these episodes, for liking and sharing these episodes. We're a growing community of dreamers, and our goal here is to inspire, to motivate, to encourage, and to provide real life stories of trial, error, and success, maybe even a few laughs along the way. This is season 2 of the podcast. So I'm very excited about this season. I'm very excited about our guest. This title of this episode is Brand Yourself and Watch Yourself Grow. My very special guest today, like myself, grew up in the hometown of Vallejo, California, as a 1992 graduate of Vallejo Senior High School, as a budding entrepreneur with her very own successful lifestyle brand. She's proprietor of her very own podcast show, Novene C TV. In 2022, 30 years after earning her high school diploma, she returned to school and earned her Bachelor's of Science degree in genetics and plant biology from the University of California, Berkeley. She's a mother of 3, grandmother to 4, and an all-around good human being. Please welcome to the show, my friend, my homegirl from the V, Novene C. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. That was a great intro, Johnny King. Thank you.
Hey.
I'm so happy to be here.
I was glad that you accepted the invitation. I really was. Watching you over the years grow, and just through social media and through Facebook and Instagram, just seeing different posts and watching your brand grow, and watching you just overcome things has been inspiring to me. I've seen some of your episodes on Novene C TV, and you also seek to like inspire and motivate and encourage people. So it's kindred spirits from the V right there.
Exactly. That's what I love the title of your podcast too. Revisit Your Dreams is great, right? Because that's like you said, that's what I talk about too, right? And because I teach people that it's never too late to revisit your dreams. Whatever you were thinking about when you were younger, you can still do it now. It's never too late. So yeah,
exactly. That is the. You couldn't have said it like differently than I have said it. Those exact words. Like, it's never too late to revisit your dreams. It's never too late to go after something that you used to think about when you were younger. You wanted to do when you were younger. It's never too late. You may have to adapt something. You may have to adjust a little bit because technology and the times and, situations, circumstances change. But it's never too late to still pursue that passion if it's in your heart.
Exactly.
So what's up with you? What's up? This week is 707 week, 707 day in the V. Our area code, Vallejo, California, 707 area code. What's been up? You festive this week? You've been active?
Yes. So yesterday was the actual day. Yesterday was July 7th. It was 707 day. And so I participated as a vendor for my first time in a 707 day event. And it was in Vallejo on Mare Island at the Gino Godfather Winery. So it was really nice. They had several vendors and also some performers and stuff. And it was just a great turnout, and it was all love, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
That's dope. I didn't know they have a winery on Mare Island now.
Yeah. Mare Island has a lot of stuff now.
I know,
Like
like I know they had a university. I know they had a school. I know they were building homes over there, but I didn't know they had a winery over
I didn't know either until yesterday. Even
there.
when I was driving there, I was thinking because it's so like far out. I was like, how are people going to get here, right? Or how are people
Mhm.
going to know about this? But they promoted it so well. A lot of people came, and then they had, like I said, good performers and stuff. And then I don't know if you're familiar with the artist LaRussell.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And
Yeah, yeah.
so LaRussell and his crew, they came by too. They just stopped by to say hi, take pictures with everybody,
Oh,
and so it was just real cool. It
that's
was real.
dope.
It was a
That's
nice
dope.
event, and I had like some I for Dre Day, which was July 5th. I had just like created some new designs with Mac Dre on it. With the
Hmm.
he was I had him with a "Bitch I'm Healthy" shirt because I know
Oh,
if he
that's
was
dope.
here,
Wait, he
he
was
would
wearing one on your
yeah,
shirt?
on the design. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
tight.
I have him with the "Bitch I'm Healthy" because if he was here, he would rep my stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was
I
my
know
friend.
he would.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So those went crazy. Like I made puzzles and I made tumblers with the Bluetooth speaker, and people
yeah.
was buying those like crazy. So it's all good.
That's
Yeah.
dope. I'm really happy for you that you had success. Proud of you for going after your visions and just not fearing anything. Like even if the fear is there, you're still just doing it. And not letting anybody's opinion sway you. You just going with it, and that's very inspiring, man. I'm
Thank you.
really happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. You got to have that experience with LaRussell and them, and that you still carrying on to Mac Dre
Oh, for sure.
tradition, rest in peace. Dre Day is big, man. Dre Day, how long they been celebrating? I mean, I guess ever since his death, right?
Ever since he passed, and it grew because like at first when they were doing it, they were doing Dre Day at the Crest Park in Vallejo. You know the North Vallejo, we call it the Crest Park, but it's the
Mm-hmm.
North Vallejo Park, and
Mm-hmm.
so now this year it was at I don't know if you remember, it was at City Nights in San Francisco. Do you remember
I
that club?
remember
It was
City
18
Nights.
and a half club, right?
Yeah,
So
I
it's
remember
still a
City Nights.
club. Yeah.
The
But
only club we could go to back then.
right, right. And so that was crazy that it was there, but that venue was so big and they had
Mhm.
like different rooms upstairs and downstairs that like I didn't even see half the people that were there. Like we
Yeah,
saw each other on Instagram. I was like, wait, I didn't know you were there. Or when I saw them like on stage performing or something, I was like, oh, I didn't know, like my people from the Crest and stuff. I didn't even know that they were there. But
yeah,
that event was amazing. Miami the Most is the one who put that on, and it was just great. They had like a lot of great performers from back in the day, like San Quinn. They had Jay Diggs perform, Doobie.
hmm
It was just real cool. Oh, and I don't know if you know the new artist Red Lotus. Have you heard of him?
Red
If you
Lotus.
Red Lotus, you got to check him out.
Is
Yeah,
he
he's
the, is he like the smooth kind of rapping dude,
I,
or where's he from?
he's from Vallejo, but
Okay,
see,
no, it's not who I'm talking
like,
about.
he's like a his style to me is like old school. Like it's different than everybody. I love it. Like he has like he's dope, and so he had
Oh,
performed too. It was
oh,
it was
I got
just
to check him out. I love to hear new artistry from Vallejo, man. I never heard of him. When I ran up on the Russell, I mean, I never ran up on him in person, but when I came across his stuff, I was like, who is this? Actually,
yeah.
my cousin posted something on Instagram, and I was like, who is that? He kept sending it to me because I was posting stuff about other artists, and then he could like, man, you need to check out this dude. I was like, who is that? And man, I fell in love with Russell, man. Russell was dope. We got a few more minutes on here, and then it's gonna cut off. So we'll just keep it pushing until it shut. I can edit this, crop this part out. Um, but yeah, so is there what else is going on? You said you have two or three other events for 707 week that you have to do.
But not it's not really 707 because the other events I'm doing in Oakland, and then so that's not that's Oakland's
But
510.
they're for your brand.
Yeah. So like
Okay.
when people have pop-ups, then I vend at the pop-ups or whatever. And
Okay.
so the one I think on Thursday is at the Olympia Company. I did
Okay.
that last month, and it was really nice. It was a
Good. Good.
great turnout, and it was good. Yeah.
Now you've been traveling too. Have you traveled to like other destinations, other cities with your brand?
Yeah. So last year I got a chance to go to Invest Fest. Have you heard of Invest Fest
I
in
heard of
Atlanta?
it, but yeah, I don't know much about it, but I heard of it.
Yeah, so last year in at the end of August, I and this was huge for me, right? Because at InvestFest they had like 20,000 people, right? It's
Okay.
an event put on by Your Leisure. And
Mm-hmm.
so,
Yeah, I do know that.
yeah, so Earn Your Leisure puts that on. And the year prior, me and my oldest son had went to the event, and I was so inspired because it's like so many, black people and business people and all that stuff, and they have like speakers. They have billionaires that go up on stage and speak to us, and then they
Mm-hmm.
have like a big old vendor market. And the vendor market is so dope because they make sure that they walk the billionaires through the vendor market. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
they intentionally expose us to them. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's tight.
So the first year when me and my son went, I was so inspired. I said, I'm coming back next year and I'm going to be a vendor. I didn't have one product, not one
Wow.
product. And so I made that first product in December. And then I was able to go to InvestFest with a full, you know what I'm saying?
Full
Hella
line.
products. Yeah, yeah. So that was just inspiring and it just showing like you manifest your destiny, right? I
Yeah.
said I was gonna do that and I did that. The other thing
Yeah.
that I said I was gonna do was in 2 years I was gonna be a speaker. That was supposed to be this year. They didn't call me yet, so I don't think I'm doing it.
It
But I
ain't done.
know
It ain't
I
gonna.
will.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
do that.
You
Yeah,
will. You
yeah.
got that drive for it, and you keep putting it out there, and the universe gonna collude with you.
Right, right.
Don't collude in the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. I've heard of InvestFest. I've never been there, and I didn't know much about it, but I do kind of have an idea of the concept. But that's dope, man. I'm really proud to hear that. Not many. I won't say not many. There's not a lot of us who have branched out of our roots of Vallejo and expanded beyond Bay Area borders to do business or to learn or grow. Most of our peers are kind of in the Bay Area, and everything that they do is surrounds in the Bay Area. No disrespect to anybody and what they're doing, but I'm just encouraged to see you and other people take their ideas and their concepts beyond what they see at home and just try to expand it and grow. That's
Right, right,
big.
right. Because everybody needs to like. For me, I don't just think, oh, like I'm from Vallejo and only the people in Vallejo need to know about my stuff. Like
Right.
everybody in the world needs to know about what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like
Yeah,
it's universal, right?
it
Everybody,
can.
everybody needs some kind of help, mental health, your healing journey, what what you eat and stuff like that. So yeah, no, I'm not staying in one place if I can help it. But I also got motivation because that first year when I was there with my son, we saw some people from Oakland, our people from called the Melanin Gang, right? And so
Yeah.
they were vendors there. So them being vendors there, I know them from Oakland, and they're in Atlanta. That's how
Mhm.
I can do it too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what this whole podcast, that's what this show is about, and your show too is like, if you see someone else doing it, we're in the middle of our journeys. Novene hasn't made it to her destination yet. I haven't made it to my destination. We're in the middle of these journeys, and we're here just to motivate and inspire you to keep going. My goal is to have this, podcast be tremendous, but not just for my own self glory, because it's tremendous because it's helping millions of people,
Exactly.
and I hope that that's what happens. And I'm at the start of this journey. So I'm encouraging you, if you got a dream, you got to go, man, just start. Just start. It ain't got to be perfect. It ain't going to fly off the roof. It is not going to reach 1 million people on day one, but you got to start somewhere. Just got to
No,
start.
that's facts, especially the start thing. The start, and it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Because we always think stuff should be perfect before we put it out. But then you have to remember, right? Like updates, right? So you get your iPhone. The iPhone is not perfect because they have updates. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? To
Yeah.
fix glitches. And so you have to give yourself room to grow and to fix your glitches. Even like with the PlayStation and the Xbox, when they first came out, what was happening with the Xbox? They had the little circle
Mm-hmm.
on it because it was messed up. But that didn't stop them from putting out a product. So you have to put out those products. You have to put out those ideas that you have in your mind and share them with the world. Don't
I
wait for
love that,
perfection.
Novene. I love that. I love that analogy. That analogy, hits the nail on the head. And if you don't understand that one, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, everything has glitches. We all work with technology. Technology's got updates. My laptop just went through an update, just seconds before we got on here. So, you always got to reset, refocus, recharge, and then give yourself grace, give yourself grace. it's not going to be perfect. You know, you're not going to always get it right the first time, and you got to fail forward. Sometimes you might fail. Many times you might fail. Most people who are successful have failed hundreds of times before they reach that level of success. So, you know, you can't let that stop you. You just got to start. Use it as a lesson. Use it as a tool to, you know, as a stepping stone to get further down the road. All right, and I'd like to start each show by talking to our audience about how I know each of my special guests. Each person that I'm interviewing is somebody that I know personally, somebody I've either went to school with, I worked with, I've done business with in the past. I might have met them at a social event or something like that. But this person I've known since, you know, the early 90s. We probably known each other since elementary school and didn't know it because I kind of seen some, you know, some Loma Vista school and elementary school pictures. I'm like, man, my pictures look exactly like that. I know half the people in your class. But we probably knew each other since elementary school at Loma Vista. But go back to at least, you know, 1990, 91, 92, Vallejo Senior High School. We're both graduates of Vallejo Senior High School, Apaches forever, you know, and just ran in different circles. We have mutual friends. You know, shout out to, you know, Shawana and Janice and Tamara and whoever else on the squad. Like, I know it's a bunch of them I know that I don't really, you know to call off the top of my head. But Novene, how you got any commentary on that? How we know each other?
Man, like you said, it's funny too because so I thought I met you in 10th grade, right? And then when I saw people posting pictures from Loma Vista, I was like, Johnny went to Loma Vista? So I guess we didn't know each other as kids, but we were still at the same school.
That's crazy. I didn't know that either because I just saw that your picture recently, a Loma Vista picture, and I was like, Novene went to Loma Vista?
Right, right.
I said, Novene went to Loma Vista? And I started looking, I was like, and that's I started naming people. I was like, man, I recognize a whole bunch of at least 6 or 7 people on
that. Right. And that's crazy because that school is not that big, but I guess when we're little, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. So yeah, so I remember meeting you in high school, 10th grade, you know, and then and your brother Jamel is the same age as my sister Latifah. So you know what I'm saying? Like we were all cool, and then like you was hanging with TJ, and so so yeah, it was all good. We had, and then we had, I think the last class we had together was chemistry. So let me tell you what I remember about you. So what, like, no, not what, something that helped me realize about color blindness, right?
Oh, okay.
So we had chemistry class together, right? And so chemistry, like when they do some kind of mixture, and they're like, oh, if you see this color spectrum, you know, it's aluminum or whatever. And so then Johnny is colorblind, right? And so luckily you explained it to me, like how the colors look, because you couldn't tell, like, this is red, orange, blah, blah, blah. You told me how, like, shades of color.
Yeah.
So that just helped me, like, with other people that, you know, are colorblind, realize how they see, because nobody never explained it to me like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. I mean, that's crazy that you remember that, but that's exactly how my color blindness is. Or I don't know if it's everybody's color blindness is the same. I can't speak for everybody's color blindness. I can only speak for mine. But yeah, it's kind of just different shades and things like that. Man, that's a way back memory, bro. I can't. What was that? Miss Lackey we had for chemistry?
Probably. Or
I don't
Delgado.
even know how that name came to my head.
Or probably, no, I think probably Delgado, because I think I had Lackey.
Delgado. Didn't they get married? Lackey and Delgado got married or something?
Yeah, that was funny.
Some throwback memories, man. That's crazy. I didn't even remember that until you brought it up, and then it just started coming out.
Why'd you get scared? Like, oh, what's she gonna say?
No. Because I don't know. Like, I know, like, if people told about stories from me from when I was in college, some stuff I don't remember, and I've heard some wild stories. I'm like, man, I don't remember that. But then there'd be other people that are like, yeah, you did that. I'm like, damn.
Nah, you were cool in high school. Hella cool.
Yeah. Likewise.
In your brown car.
Yeah, with the drop top.
Yeah, that drop. Yeah.
That was fun. Well, let's get into it. Novene, you grew up in Vallejo. We both grew up in the V, and you still frequent the city a lot, and you support the city in different ways, community support. And as we're recording this episode, we already talked about 707 Day and 707 Week. But talk about what growing up in Vallejo means to you and how, like, the city has, like, shaped who you become today.
Right. So I really love growing up in Vallejo, especially like in my younger years, like growing up in the Crest. For me, that was like I liked it because like we were a community, right? And so like we knew everybody in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, all the parents, all the, you know what I'm saying, we like looked out for each other. And cuz I even remember like sometimes like especially like after my mom and dad divorced, sometimes like my mom would like she would need help with something, like say like if we needed sugar, and she'll say go next door and go get some sugar from D or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
So I
remember those days.
like that. So that helped me like like have like a love for people and community and stuff like that. And so that's something that I carry on till still now with my kids and my grandkids and stuff. And what was the other thing? Sorry, what was the
No, we
first
was talking about Vallejo and how it's molded you and shaped you.
yeah. And so that's another thing too. So my parents grew up in Vallejo too, right? And so I like it when like I'm friends with somebody, right? So say like Joanna and Jerika Davis and Mac Mall, like that family, right? So me and my sisters are friends with them, and then my parents were friends with their parents, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So it's like generations of love. And so
yeah,
that's what I like about Vallejo. That's why I think Vallejo is so special. Like people dog Vallejo and everything now because whatever, but I always have pride in being raised in
absolutely.
Vallejo. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Me too. I've been, on this side of the country for quite a while, but I'm quick to tell people where I'm from.
Right,
And
exactly.
I'm proud of it. And I meet people from California and I'm like, oh, I'm from California too. They go, oh, yeah, where from? I say Vallejo. And they give me this smirk look. And I was like, I don't care. I'm from Vallejo. I'm proud of
Vallejo,
it. You know what I'm saying?
California, proud.
I'm
Yeah.
from Vallejo, California. Yeah, I say it proudly. Like, I know they're going to say some, they from, somewhere in Southern California or somewhere in the Bay Area that's, you know, Black Hawk or Danville or something. So when I say Vallejo, they turn their nose up and all that. But it is what it is. I'm proud Vallejoan.
Right.
Like in one of the in 2014, you remember Huffington Post ranked our city like the number one most diverse city in America.
Oh
I
wow.
don't know if you know that, but in 2014, y'all can look it up. You could Google it. Huffington Post, which is a very respectable, periodical, they ranked all the cities in America, the top 10 cities in America in terms of diversity. And Vallejo, California was the number one most diverse city in all of America in that year. So it kind of shows you kind of where we grew up and how we grew up. Nobody's a foreigner necessarily to us. Nobody's a stranger necessarily to us. We got friends of every nationality you could think of. You know what I mean?
Right. And they were just our friends. Like we didn't even know. Some people I still don't even know what their nationality is. I just know they're my friends. We grew up together. We're cool. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, you grow up and you learn. Okay, people that might talk like this and look like this, maybe they're of this nationality. People that look like have this trait, maybe they're of that nationality. But you're right. There's still several of our friends who in high school, like I still don't know what nationality they are, but it don't matter. I know who that person is, and they know me if they saw me.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
So you made what somewhat would consider a very bold decision to go back to school at an older age and earn your degree. And I know, there may have been some, challenges in there. Talk about your mindset when considering whether or not to follow through with that vision and, the challenges that you may have faced along the way of trying to earn your degree at an older
Yeah. That's a lot. Yeah. So thank you for that saying that it was bold. But like so I always wanted to go to college, but I really didn't want to go right after high school. And then I had my children, right? So I had my first son when I was 20 and then 21, my second one. And so once I became a mother, I had to put everything into that, working, taking care of my kids. So I didn't have time to go to school. So then but I always instilled that in my sons to make sure that they go to college. So my oldest one went to college, and after he was in school, I ended up breaking my leg because I have a bone disease called Paget's disease of the bone. And
age.
actually, I broke my leg practicing for the Vallejo Hogan alumni game. I was supposed to play in that game, the basketball game.
Oh, really?
Broke my leg, yeah. and so I couldn't play the game. but and I had just bought this house, so I didn't even move in yet. I had just got the house. We were like painting and doing all kind of stuff, and it broke my leg. And so I was like, oh my god. But after that happened, since like I said, I have a bone disease, I was on disability, and so since I wasn't working and I was on disability for all those years, I said, you know what, now's the time that I need to go back to school. Well, not go back because I never went to college. I need to start going to college. And so I need to practice what I preach, right? Because I always tell my kids how important it is to go to college and all that stuff. So I said, let me do it. And
Mm.
so I enrolled in Solano Community College. I love Solano Community College. People mess about Solano being like the 13th grade and stuff like that. But it is what you make it, right?
Exactly what it is.
Yeah. And so once I started going there, I was thriving. Like everything was good. Like I was just like, oh man, I'm about to double major and do all this stuff, right? Because I first was majoring in biotechnology, and then I went to minor or something in Spanish. But
Hmm.
then in 2014 gave me a lot of challenges because in a matter of 10 months, 6 members of my family passed away. And so yeah, so it was like first, it started with my grandmother, and then it ended with my cousin Talitha. But even though all that happened, like I kept pushing, kept pushing, kept pushing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't stop. I was like, because in my mind, I was like, I can't. There's no room for failure, right?
Yeah,
So I kept pushing, kept pushing, kept pushing through all that grief. 6 people, like that's crazy,
that's a
right?
lot.
And
That's a
I
lot.
didn't do it. I did. I just kept stuffing it down. And I just kept going to school, and then but it affected my grades. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw the difference in my grades because of that. But then in 2016, because I was supposed to graduate, well, I was supposed to transfer from Solano to a 4 year, but then my youngest son's father got murdered. So, but when that happened, I had to stop. I had to pause because now it's not just me, it's my son, right?
Yeah,
So my son was only 8 years old, and this was something I couldn't fix. You know, I'm a mom, like I can fix anything. Anything wrong with my kids, come here, baby. You know, I got them.
yeah.
Just hug it out, love it out.
Oh
But
yeah.
with this one, I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Because now my son's dad is gone.
As a
You know what
whole,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah, so I had to take a year off, but I paused. I didn't stop. Okay, I paused, but I
Hmm.
took a year off from school to work on myself and to try to help my son deal with that tremendous loss. And then that's when I started dealing with everything. My grandparents passing away. My cousins, one of my cousins got in 2014. She got killed by the police. Michelle Casso in Phoenix, Arizona. So she's
Mm.
part of the say her name. When people say her name,
Yeah.
say Michelle Casso.
Joker.
And
So okay.
yeah, anytime you hear Casso, that's my family.
Oh
And
yeah.
so she's my
It's the
first
only
cousin.
person I've ever heard with that name. So every time I hear that name, or if I've ever heard of it, I've always thought of you.
Yeah, that's they related. And so
Okay.
her dad and my dad are brothers. So she's my first cousin, you know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, at the time I didn't deal with that. I didn't deal with it until way later. And so I had to get counseling, all this stuff. I was trying to have my son get counseling, but he did it for a minute, but then he was like, he didn't want to do it. So I didn't force him, you know. Well, I was trying to force him, but they told me that's the kind of parent I am. But the psychiatrist said you can't force him
Yeah.
to do the help. But anyway, so I had a lot of challenges. I'm saying all this to say, yes, I had a lot of challenges. I could have quit, I could have given up, but I didn't. And
Yeah.
so, but that changed my mindset. So when I took the year off, and when I went back to school, I said, you know what, there's no rush now. At
Hmm.
first, I was like, I gotta knock this out, get this. I said, nah, it's no rush. And so instead of going back full time, I just said, let me go part time because I still had to make sure my son was okay. Because I don't really matter. I had to make sure my baby is
Yeah.
okay. And
Yeah.
so I went back to school part time, and then I said I might as well just take all these science classes, right? So let me just do this, do that, chill. And so then when I left Solano, I ended up having 6 associate's degrees, okay, because they gave me like all the different sciences, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
general education, all this stuff. So I was like, what 6? And then
Who
it
could
was
say they got 6 associate's degrees?
it was an on accident, but it was a blessing because since I had that time to sit still and not rush, I also ended up getting 2 offers. So I got an offer to UC Davis and UC Berkeley.
Like
Yeah,
scholarship offer?
yeah. So look, so because I always thought, okay, I'm just gonna go to UC Davis because it's close to my house. I live in
Yeah.
Fairfield. So Berkeley is kind of far, but I was like, I'll go to UC
Oh,
Davis. That's a great school and all that stuff, and it makes sense. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And so, but when I apply, I'm like, I'm gonna apply for all these because why not, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even when I applied to UC Berkeley, I was like, they didn't even have my major at the time, biotechnology. So I
Hmm.
said, let me just. I like this genetics and plant biology. That's good, because I have a bone disease. So I was like, genetics would be good, so I can learn about my bone disease, right?
Hmm.
But not thinking nothing of it. And then I got two offers, like I said, to UC Davis and UC Berkeley. And then remember, like, so my son was the first generation college student, my oldest son. I helped him get to college and all that stuff, but I still didn't really know all the things, right? So I
Yeah.
had two offer letters, and I took it to my school to the guy who worked in the oh my god, the Mesa lab. That was for the STEM majors. And I
Hmm.
showed him, his name was Robert. I said, look, I told him my offers and stuff. And then he read everything. He said, like, he was so shocked. He said, UC Berkeley is offering you a full ride. And so I was like what? Because I thought they were equivalent, right? But he was
Yeah.
like, UC Davis is a good offer, but you'll have to come out the pocket a couple $1,000s or whatever. But he
Yeah.
said, UC Berkeley is offering you a full, like, you don't have to pay nothing out of pocket. And they were offering me housing.
Man.
Yeah, so I was like, "What?" And so
Yeah.
my
Oh.
mom, oh, go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead. I'm a shock. I'm amazed. I'm not shocked. I'm not
No,
amazed or shocked that it happened to you. Just like, that's a great story.
yeah, it was unexpected, and it was a great blessing, and yeah, I never thought that would happen. But so that's why I tell people, like, if you want to go to college, and it's okay to go to a community college first, because people make you think that that's lesser than, you know what I'm saying, if
Yeah.
you go to a community college and then transfer. But what you have to realize is they have like a certain allotted space for transfer students,
Hmm.
right? And
Hmm.
so you might not be eligible straight out of high school, but just go to a community college and do your best. You know what I'm saying? Just do those classes really, really hard, and get a good GPA, so then you
Hmm.
can get a full ride.
Hmm.
'Cause that's what happened to me, and I was older
Yeah.
when I got accepted. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime on the first day of school, when I walk into class, everybody's quiet because they think I'm a professor, but I'm like, no, I'm a student. I'm a
You're like,
student.
I'm gonna have to get here early and just sit in the back.
No, I sit in the front. So I'm the opposite of high school.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
college, I'm in
absolutely.
the front. The teacher's gonna know me. The professor's
Hmm.
gonna know me. I'm gonna ask questions. I need to see the board because now I got glasses. But I need to see the board. I need to know what's going on, and I don't need to get distracted. So no,
Yeah.
I was always right in the front. I had to go early to claim my spot in the front.
That's amazing testimony, man. Like, for real, if y'all out there, there's nothing that should be able to stop. I mean, outside of your own health, issues. I mean, she experienced 6 deaths in her family in a very short period of time. And despite multiple other challenges, went back and went back and went back and went back. And even though she ended up with 6 associate's degrees, some people might laugh at that. Some people might laugh. You got 6 associate's degrees from Solano Junior College. Who else could say they got 6 associate's degrees from anywhere? And then who else could say that translated into, a full ride scholarship to UC Berkeley? So it's a testimony and a testament to perseverance, to persistence, to commitment, to, following through, also to accountability. She told her children, like, you going to college and I'm gonna help you get there. And then she had to be accountable for herself to say, if I'm gonna push them, I'm gonna have to come through with it too. So I hope that motivates and encourages somebody out there, because I know somebody's out there looking to, considering going back to school, whether to get their, bachelor's or their master's or PhD. Do it. Just start. You just start, and you got to be perfect. You don't have to have it figured out. Just start. One of these days you'll finish, just like Novene did, and now you
Right.
see the fruits of the labor. I think that's an amazing story, Novene. Let's talk about Novene C TV. Novene C TV is your podcast. What inspired this podcast show, and what's the content behind the channel? What's the
Oh,
content behind the channel?
thank you for bringing that up. So Novene CTV came about because since I had my college journey, and also like some of my cousins were also like transition, like a lot of people were changing from what they were doing before to a different direction, right? So that's when I started thinking, like, wow, like, we're in our 40s or whatever, and we are going to college, we're starting businesses, you know what I'm saying, we're doing all kind of stuff. And so I was gonna make a video just telling people, like I said, like my little journey about, oh, how I went to college, it's never too late and all this stuff. And then it was my nieces that told me, oh, you should make a YouTube channel. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah. And I never thought I could just sit up there and talk in front of a camera, especially like with nobody else to converse with. But now I do it all the time. I can't stop. But But so yeah, so my nieces and my sisters at the time and my sons, everybody was super supportive. And so I said, they were like, yeah, like you need to put your story out there. Other people need to hear this. And so I just wanted to talk about um, people, like letting them know it's never too late to do something that you want to do. It's never too late to start all over. Um, you can overcome whatever obstacles that you have in front of you. And so, like the people that I interview, like for example, my aunt, she's the mother of my cousin Michelle Casso, who got killed. I interviewed her. You know what I'm saying? And so she lost two children because my cousin Edward, he got killed when I was 9. So she lost two children. Yeah. And so but she just uses that as fuel to, like, keep their name alive and fight for justice. So she's
Yeah.
part of the Me Too movement and stuff like that. And she helps other mothers who are going through the similar situation. But it's like, it's traumatic and it's hard, but I just want people to see that please don't get stuck in that situation that you're in. Just know that you can move forward. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And hopefully you can make it out that dark place. And so that's
Yes.
that's what my podcast is about. But I haven't put out an episode in a while because once my sister Latifah got sick, and then she passed away last July, I had to pause. And so but I have like 9 or 10 episodes that I need to be edited. But now since I'm doing my other business, it's like I'm only one person doing all these 50 things, so I have
Yeah.
to have to.
Yeah, we got to expand ourselves beyond ourselves. I'm the same way. I'm one person doing quite a few things, trying to do quite a few
Oh,
things,
you're doing it. You're doing it.
and it gets challenging, at times. And some things, occasionally fall by the wayside in order for you to keep the main thing, the main thing. But very encouraging, very inspiring. For some, I've watched an episode of you and see how you communicate with your guests and the type of questions that you ask. And I'm just encouraged by the content that it is similar to what I hope to portray on this channel is, like you said, never giving up, never quitting, pursuing your dreams wholeheartedly, passionately, going back to that place when you were a kid or a teenager or a young, in your young 20s and you had desires or ideas. Don't let anything stop you, especially if you're a creative or a business person, if you've got some kind of invention or something like that. Like, you never know what the world needs and what the world will gravitate toward. And so I encourage you to keep going, just like Novene did. Do you see your podcast as a business venture, or is it an essential part of your personal brand?
Ooh. I think it's probably both. But like at first it was just like essential part of my brand, right? But then so let me say this too. So like I've always liked science and math, right? So I thought I was just a science math person, right? Because you know how they try to put us in boxes and stuff, right? So I never thought I was creative. I never thought I would have my own business, right? And so my mother was always a business person, right? My mother always, like, even like growing up in the Crest and stuff, she used to decorate cakes and stuff. And so she was always like selling, like she always made income out of any kind of way. She gonna make it happen. And then her last venture was she was making gift baskets. You know what I'm saying? So I always watched her, and I always knew that was her thing. But I thought I was gonna be a research scientist, at a lab or something like that. Because I just told you how I graduated from UC Berkeley, but I'm not even using that degree right now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Most people aren't using their degrees, to be honest.
But it was fun and I liked it. I'm glad I have it. But
Yeah,
I'm over here. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I'm over here in this entrepreneurial lane, like I said, which I never thought I would do, because people, like you said, creative. I didn't think I had that. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm just creating all kind of different designs and stuff and coming up with different sayings, but most of them are based on my life and what I've been through, right? And I feel like if I've been through something and it's something's going to help me, it can help other people, right? Because there's other people that are similar to me or going on the same journey. So
so
so yeah.
the message will resonate. It's gonna touch somebody. Somebody's gonna agree with it. Somebody's gonna resonate with it. Somebody's going to like it. Somebody's gonna want to promote it and support it. You don't never know who that person or those people are. You just have to start and put it out there, and find them or let them find you. What are some of your future goals for the channel? I know you mentioned that you hadn't done a podcast in a while and that you have, a few episodes kind of waiting in the tuck. Do you have some other ideas or other goals for the channel beyond what it's currently doing?
Yeah, my goal is I got to get monetized. So my goal is to get monetized. My goal is to have you know, people pay me, not people to come on the show, but
A sponsor?
companies, yeah,
Yeah.
sponsors. That's what I'm looking for sponsorship. So that can be a stream of income. You know what I'm saying? And I also want to do like live shows, like on stage and stuff like that. That would,
Okay.
I think, yeah, that would be great. So
Like,
investors, you know what I'm saying? Like,
are you
put me
talking
on.
about like a sit down couch type panel or two people sitting in a chair facing one another, that type of thing?
Yeah, like that, but on stage. So take the show on the road. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, and then have, people buy tickets and come
Yeah.
to see Novene C TV, see who's the
Yeah.
guest, see
Yeah.
who Novene C is going to be interviewing. Yeah, I think that because that's what I had envisioned before all this happened with my sister. I could see that for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I think I have like a different way of like making people feel comfortable when they talk to me. Like even like so like right now, like I have a candle lit. And so like I do that when I talk to when I'm interviewing people, especially like if they're nervous or if they're talking about a topic that's really heavy. Right. So this candle that I have has vetiver and that helps with anxiety. So I'm all about like natural healing and stuff like that. So it helps, like calm them down.
Yeah.
And the way that I ask questions, because I'm not trying to like trap anyone or make them feel uncomfortable or anything. So I just what I'm saying. I think that would be good for other people to experience. What I'm trying to
Yeah, in
say.
that open space like
Yeah.
that. You're right. Like you do make people feel comfortable. Sometimes even as a host of this show, I've been on stages. I've rapped in front of people. I've gave speeches and acted and did all kind of different little things. But still, when I turn this microphone, this camera on, sometimes you get a little nervous, you get a little unsure, a little unsettled. But and then depending on the person on the other end, that might escalate or what have you. Of course, we have some familiarity with one another, but immediately I felt like I just let my guard down and just let this interview run instead of, being so uptight with it. But so I appreciate that. Let's change subjects just a little bit. Well, it's kind of in line with what we've been talking about, but bitch, I'm healthy. Y'all know what we're talking about. You'll find out real soon. Let's talk about that. What inspired that brand message and what does it mean? And how is it impacting your entrepreneurial ventures?
Okay. So bitch, I'm healthy. And so
I got to get one of
so
them.
okay, I got you. I got you. What was I gonna say? So bitch, I'm healthy came from me, my personal journey, right? So I had high cholesterol and I was pre-diabetic, but I don't believe in taking medicine and all that stuff. I'm like, I can fix it. I can fix it, right? And so I had it for years, and my doctor, she was telling me, that you probably need to stop eating meat. And I was like let me handle this because she kept saying, "Oh, you're gonna have to get on medicine and all this stuff." I was like, let me handle it. And
Yeah.
so I'm trying to, I changed my eating drastically, but it wasn't enough for me. Like my cholesterol was still high, all my stuff was still out of whack. And so then I said, okay, she was right. Like I have to really drastically change my diet. So I switched to a plant-based diet. Um, Actually, August 5th, 2023. I did it because I was going to go see a medium. And so I was trying to communicate with the people. And so I wanted my mom to come through and talk to me. And so I said,
Yeah.
I need to vibrate higher. So I said, I'm not going to eat any cooked food. I'm just going to do fruits and vegetables today. And so I did that for one whole day, that day on August 5th. And then I was like, wait, I feel good. Like I thought I was going to be starving, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But I had energy. And so I just kept it up. So I did that for like 6 weeks, just ate raw fruits and vegetables for 6 weeks.
Mhm.
And I never felt better. Like I felt I was full of energy. My skin was glowing. I dropped a lot of weight, which was I was not happy about the weight drop because in high school I was real skinny. I didn't like being skinny. And then but like right before I started eating this way, I was like, I thought I was thick. I was like, oh, I'm thick, you know. And then I lost like 50 pounds, like fast. And so I was like really skinny. And then people, but I felt great. You know what I'm saying? I felt great. And but people, you know, in the family, you know, some people like, oh, you're too skinny and stuff like that. So people kept telling me I was too skinny. And every time they say that, I was like, bitch.
But I'm
So
healthy though.
it popped through my mind like several times. And I said, you know what? I need to put that on the shirt. And
Yeah.
so I put it on
You're
the
telling me
shirt.
I'm scared, but I'm healthy.
I put it on a shirt, and then so the I in bitch has the my first design had a carrot because I'm like still trying to encourage people to be healthy, right? So that's why I put the carrot because I'm like, you know, even though I'm saying bitch I'm healthy, it still
Yeah.
has like a carrot. So like a lot of my designs that I do, you'll see like fruits and vegetables incorporated in them, just because I'm
Yeah.
trying to like get people to eat healthy. And then you know
Yeah.
I went more. I was like, oh, I had to do the eggplant. I was like, got to do the eggplant for the men, and
Yeah.
so and so it's catchy, right? Like, but when I first came up with the idea, my oldest son was really like he was skeptical because he said like why like what message are you trying to portray, mom? And he's like, you don't even say that. Like I don't like me and my friends we don't call each other bitch and stuff like that. I was
Yeah.
like, that's true. I said I'm not calling myself a bitch. I'm saying if anybody has anything to say about me or anybody type, right? So I go from extra small size all the way up to 4X.
Hmm.
So anybody's type, leave us alone. Don't comment on my weight. Don't
Yeah.
tell me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said that. Like, bitch, I'm healthy. Like it's body positivity.
Yeah, yeah. No
Yeah.
body shaming, body positive. I like that message. I like that branding. I like the fact that you can interchange that I with pretty much anything, and I've seen versions of the shirts with all kind of stuff on there, and I think it's a relative, it's a relative message. Like people can relate to it, they can relate to some people just like using that word. Too short
Right.
makes
Right.
that
Right.
word famous. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
In the Bay Area, a lot of rappers use that word, so it ain't an uncommon word. And then everybody's on a health journey. Everybody's trying to do something considering their health, even if it's just mental, mental health. And then that statement is a mental health statement. Is like, you ain't finna be on my top like that, but I'm healthy.
Right.
I don't
Right.
care what you're
Right.
saying. You know what I'm saying? So man, I like that. I'm really inspired by that brand. Soon as I seen the first shirt and the first hoodie, I was like, man, that's gonna blow. That's gonna go play. So
It gets
keep
a
going.
lot of
Right
attention.
now, I mean, I don't know how big it is right now, but I think it's gonna get much, much larger than you can imagine if you keep going with it.
Thank you. It gets a lot of attention. Like I like watching people like when they walk past my booth, their initial reaction when they see it. Because like some people laugh, some people like, and then some people like, oh, I gotta get that. But some people like,
Yeah.
you know, so appalled. No, it's not for them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it ain't for everybody. It ain't supposed to be for everybody.
Exactly.
Everybody ain't healthy.
Some people don't like the term, but I'm like,
Yeah,
it's a positive message, but it has to be me too, right? Like I like to
yeah,
cuss, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, and I
It
have,
is.
like a playful spirit. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But then I
Oh man.
also have the other thing, God manifested me. So I'm
Yes,
like,
right. I love seeing
you don't
that.
do the big things, do God manifested me, right? So
Mhm.
I got everybody covered.
I love that. I've seen that branding message before. I saw, bitch, I'm healthy. God manifested me, and I saw you do a couple of videos, or put on. I think it was either on TikTok or on Instagram. About God manifesting, things in real life, and speaking it into existence. And I mean that you don't know how you're inspiring somebody. So keep doing what you're doing, because you didn't know until I'm telling you right now. But I've been watching almost all of your videos that you put on Instagram, TikTok, and it's been growing my inspiration even more. Like every time you do it, it's just saying, man, she ain't. And she is no filter. She ain't trying to mask what she's trying to say. She's not trying to be PC about it. You know, and she's not being afraid to stick to her branding or stick to her message. And I really respect that. I do a lot.
Thank you, Johnny.
Um,
That means a lot. I appreciate you.
yeah,
Thank you.
I really do. We're gonna have a couple more minutes, and this probably gonna cut off. So we probably gonna have to log off and go back on, because I got a few more questions for you. Um, let's do that now, because I don't know how many more minutes we got left. Oh, it says 4 minutes. We got some time. I can cut that off. All right.
Yeah.
A little different. This doesn't take about that amount of time. Something I'm gonna start doing, and and I haven't done this. This will be the first time I've done this with a guest. This is the first time I'm doing it. But I'm going to start doing it when I interview special guests from Vallejo or the Bay Area, because we have a kindred spirit. We know something about the same things. And this segment is called My Playlist. Okay. As you know, Vallejo, there's a lot of different music artists that come from Vallejo. Like, if you go to a big city like LA, you got, a whole bunch of artists that come from LA, but it's, Inglewood and Compton and this part of LA, that part of LA. Vallejo is like that, but it's one little city with a whole bunch of artists that come from there, all different genres too. So your playlist, it might be controversial for you if you got relationships with some people. But you got 5 artists, okay? You got 5 slots on your playlist. What Vallejo-based artists are you putting on your playlist? Are you listening to? I can name a whole bunch of them, or I'll let you say 5, and then I tell the audience how many more there are.
Right. Let me say my 5. So this is great. Okay, so Confunction. So I don't know if you know Confunction. My uncle Louis McCall was a drummer of Confunction, one of the founders of Confunction in Vallejo, California, in the Crest. So Confunction for sure. Mac Dre for sure. You already know, romped out. Is what it is. So right. My brother Big Don. And so number 3, Her. Gotta give it up for Her. Because you got to mix in the young and the
she can be left off of anybody's list. From this list, she got to be on everybody's list.
She's it. Confunction, Mac Dre, Her, Mac Mall. I'm sorry, I'm partial.
That's why I asked him this question, because people think it's only one artist from Vallejo or 2 artists from Vallejo. It's a whole bunch of Mac Mall, bro. I miss Mac Mall music, bro.
Right, but he's about to be at Yoshi's with a live band.
I seen that. I saw the ad. I wish I could be there.
You should come. Bring your wife. Y'all should come. The 5th slot. Oh my gosh. The 5th slot. See, that's hard now.
I'm gonna run off I'm gonna run off some.
But let me just say. Oh shit.
I don't got to run off none. I know you know. It's just hard. I told you that's hard.
It's hard because I'm trying to. It's too many people that's right there. So let me say Laresso, Sally Sale, and Be Legit for that 5th.
Honorable mentions. Somebody got to make the 5 honorable mentions. Be Legit and Sally Sale gonna be the honorable mention. Laresso gonna be the 5th.
Yeah,
that where you at with it? I'm cool with that list. I'm cool with that list. I think that's a great list. I know it's challenging. My list will be different, of course. And some of you watching this episode, you're like, man, they from Vallejo. Ain't nobody said nothing about E40.
I mean, he got some hits, but it's just so hard,
I get it. I get it. The reason I'm saying this for a reason. Vallejo is very diverse and very together, but is also very segregated in certain ways, especially when it comes to the music, only for certain reasons. But Mac Dre and E40 were 2 monumental artists, and they both have their cultish following, even in the city of Vallejo. Just because, so many people were tied to them. So we left off on that topic of the 5 artists that will be on your playlist. And you said, if I'm not mistaken, you said Mac Dre, well, you in order: Confunction, Mac Dre, Her. Your 4th one was Mac Mall, and then Laresso, and then Be Legit, Sally Sale, like honorable mention. Is that?
The Russell, Be Legit, Silly Sale was all honorable mentions. They was all the 5. I can't just
5. Okay. Cool. So just for the listening audience, I would give my 5, but I'm just gonna, we doing this for my guests. But E40, Mac Dre, Confunction, Sly Stone, Her, The Russell, Mac Mall, Doobie, Young Lay, The Mac, J Diggs, SOBRBE, Be Legit, D-Shot, Sugar T, Mossy, Lil Bruce, In Too Deep, Baby Bash, Larry June, Neff the Pharaoh, Funk Mob, Sally Sale, Ray Love, Ironic the King, and so many more. I know Ray Love wasn't really from Vallejo.
But still,
Um,
yeah.
he closely associated. You know, I know Larry June was kind of in and out, but he got his originations, you know, in hip hop game, you know, graduated from high school there. So yeah, and there's plenty more. Like there's a whole lot of others that like you've mentioned. Who was the guy you
Red
mentioned?
Lotus. That's what I was about to say. I didn't even Red Lotus.
Red
Red
Lotus.
Lotus is fire.
Is this
You
stuff
gotta
out
check him.
on platforms and stuff right now?
Yes, you gotta check him out. So
You gotta tap in.
Will Smith was playing one of his songs and told everybody like, oh Red, you gotta check this artist out. But
Okay.
he's my nephew's godson. He's dope. He is so dope. He's
Red Lotus.
original. Yeah.
Check out Red Lotus. All right, Novene, moving on. If you were to give a TED talk, what might your subject matter be?
Dang, a TED talk right now today. Um, I mean, it have to do with my journey, right? It have to be like from idea to launch. So I'm also coming out with a workbook and a master class on that. But so it will be whatever idea that you have in your mind that you've been thinking about. Do that. You know what I'm saying? Do that, and find out the necessary steps that you have to take to launch that idea, whether it be something physical like a journal, or if it's like like something digital, a digital product or a master class or a song. Like if you're an artist and you have a song in your head or a poem in your heart, like get that out there. So like mine would just try to motivate people to do what they're put on this earth to do. Just like I said, God manifested me. So I came up with that because I'm always talking about manifesting things, manifesting your destiny. But then I said, wait, God manifested us, right? So like if we think that God put us here for a reason, then we need to do that work. What are we here for? You can't
Yeah,
just you need to be doing something. And I just don't want people to feel like this life is pointless or they feel worthless. No, God manifested you. That's powerful. Like you have to know that He wanted you to be here. So
yeah,
tap into what He needs you to do. So
absolutely, absolutely. And I had one of my a former guests put it like this. The homie Doe told me, um, it's about realizing that it's not about you. You know, your gifts and your talents and that vision that you have is not about you. You know, you have to kind of get out of your own way and make room for, you know, momentum to carry you forth, because it's really about other people. And you will be blessed by it. You'll benefit from it, but you got to realize that you need to start and do it because it's going to bless somebody else, you know,
right.
and in return, you'll get the blessings. Is that one of your designs on your shirt?
Oh, for sure. My life in lyrics. So I had created this guy using AI. I had created him for a journal, the journal that I created with my sons. And so, but I thought he was dope. So I was like, oh, let me put this on a shirt. So I got him on shirts. I got him on tumblers. Um, I got him on everything.
Yeah, that's a dope design.
Thank you.
I really like that design. Novene, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. Woo. 5 years. I'm gonna have so much going on in 5 years. What's that, 2030? Let me say
Mm-hmm.
this right now. 2030, it's gonna be crazy. So 2030.
I'm sorry for be cracking up.
2030 is gonna be crazy.
Manifest it right now.
Oh yeah,
Manifest.
that's why I'm choosing my words. So I already know um I'm gonna be an artist because I wanna write not I want to. I will be writing children's books about how to deal with grief. Since like I said, because everything is like have to do with stuff that I've been through, right? So like how to deal with grief for children who lose their parents or whatever. Because also my grandbaby who's with my son right now, her mother passed away in 2022, right when I was about to graduate from UC Berkeley. She passed away from an overdose, and so my grandbaby was only 1.5 when it happened. You know what I'm saying? So and so now my son is a single dad. He raises her. She's 5 now, and she's doing well. But just to try to help kids and other people try to deal with grief. So I'm gonna be an author of children's books and adult books. I'm also going to be speaking on stages, getting paid. to share my story and to like motivate people. And I'm going to be your wellness guru, teaching people how to change their eating to become healthier. And maybe even too, since I do have a degree in genetics and plant biology, so I might do some skincare and help hair care products, plant
Yeah.
based.
Yeah. That's awesome. I don't know if y'all was listening, but I was listening. The last couple of things she said, I might do skincare products and healthcare stuff. But the other stuff she was saying, she said, I'm going to. I'm going to be on stage making money. I'm going to be writing children's books. I'm going to be writing adult books. I'm going to be giving speeches. Like that's vision, and that's manifestation. That's the start of manifestation. And I think when you believe in yourself and you believe in your passions, you believe in your visions that much, and you actually start taking steps towards them, the universe, God, and everyone else who's in your favor or who has, who wants to see you succeed, they start colluding with you and helping and providing energy and resources and, just words of wisdom and all types of things. You also open yourself up to start seeing those, receiving those things. You're acknowledging that now I can see that that's an opportunity, as opposed to before you couldn't even see it because you hadn't even started. So right. I appreciate that, the outlook on your future as a definite, not like sometimes people answer that question. They say, I hope to be, I would like to be, you just said what it is, what it's going to be. So in 5 years, y'all going to see Novene C TV on TV or on stage somewhere. And it's going to look like she made a little bit of money because she just told you she's going to be making money.
A little bit. I'm going to have Novene C TV is going to be a network. So, yeah. So that, because also with that, I want to make documentaries and stuff too.
So yeah. we might have to link up on that.
Man, come on. This is the start, Johnny.
We got some commonalities on there already.
For sure.
Already.
With the music, all that stuff. Come on now.
For sure. All right. We almost to the end. This has been great. I really enjoyed this. Kind of like a reunion, a class reunion without everybody else. We got to holler at everybody else at some point. But the last question I have for you is called "What's Your Rush?" All right, as in Mount Rushmore. It's a segment I like to end with, and it's really designed to draw inspiration out of you to share with other people. And Mount Rushmore has 4 iconic figures or faces or images on it. So my question to you is, what are the 4 most, or who are the 4 most inspirational people to you in your lifetime or along your journey?
Oh, that's great. That's great. And so since I am who I am, I bend rules. So instead of just 4 people, groups of people, okay? Can I do that?
I gotta adapt. We from the V, man. I gotta adapt. Everybody else get 5. She got whatever. So
because I have a huge family, right? And so my family is very influential. So the first one, of course, I'm gonna say my mom. So my mother, Carol McCall, right? Carol McCall, she just taught me so much. I have her heart. Like she has a big heart. She was always helping people. Like I said, she was always finding different ways to make money and stuff. Like I said, she was decorating the cakes. She was making gift baskets. Also, anytime that so on Dre Day, when I was just at Dre Day, anytime I see any of the people from Thiz or anything like that, they always have great things to say about my mother and my sister Latifah, who passed. And so they were just telling me about how when we used to come to the studio, because my brother and my mother had a studio at their house, and so a lot of the Thiz stuff I got recorded there. But my mom, Boss Hog, was telling me that anytime they were in the studio, my mom would come bring them tea. She said even if it was 3 a.m, she would bring them tea. So she just has that loving, nurturing, thing about her. And so I always admire that and love that about her. You know what I'm saying? So So my mom is number one, and it's not even enough time to like talk about how she influenced my life and how great she was and all this stuff, you know. But my mother, Carol McCall, then my dad. So my dad, Carlos Ali. My dad. Oh, and also my mom always taught me at a young age that you could do anything you set your mind to, right? And she also, so like growing up, I was a tomboy. I don't know if they still use that term now, but I was a tomboy. You know, I wasn't a girly girl. And she was cool with that. Like she would buy me like GI Joe toys and stuff like that that I wanted to play with because I didn't want Barbies and stuff. Like I wanted to play with Legos and all this other stuff. So she always like just encouraged me to be me to my fullest, you know. And then my dad, number two, my dad always taught me. Like don't he's Muslim, right? So he was like, don't fear no man. The only person to fear is God because God is the one who has a say so over your life and what can happen. You know what I'm saying? So I get how I am now. Like, don't be scared of anyone. Don't be scared of anything. You could do anything you want from my parents. You know what I'm saying? And so then number three will be my sisters, Latifa and Jamila. So my sister Latifa just passed away, but like her journey fighting cancer, like she showed me like her how strong she was. Like she was just dope. Like she helped because I was the shy one, she was the outgoing one. So throughout my life, like she has got me like friends. Like I wouldn't be friends with Shawana if it wasn't for Latifah and Tamara being friends. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, oh, hi Shawana, you know what I'm saying? So she
Yeah.
always and me and Shawana still best friends to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she just and now like I'm more outgoing. This is the most outgoing I've ever been in my whole life. Like I'm fully me. But I learned a lot of that from Latifa, you know what I'm saying? My sister and then my sister Jamila. I'm the oldest of the girls, but they like motherhood and stuff like that. Like we just help each other. So they hella strengthened me to be the woman and mother I am today. And then you said there's four.
Yes.
The fourth person or group, I'll say my aunts and uncles because especially let me say my uncle because my uncles the way that they like loved on us, the way that they raised their children, the way that they um, showed us that a man can be tough and nurturing, you know what I'm saying, they could be soft and rough, you know, when they need to be. I super admire that about all my uncles on my mom's side and my dad's side. I have a lot. Like I have eight uncles. You know what I'm saying? So I'm, you know, yeah. And then my aunts showed me like how to be a woman, how to have like, you know, just be your natural self, be comfortable with who you are and how you are. You know what I'm saying? So I really I'm blessed. Honorable mention because I forgot to say them because it was really my grandmother and my great aunt on my mother's mother and my great aunt on my dad's side. They showed me that even if you're a single woman, you could still own a home. So growing up, they were single women and they were homeowners. So that motivated me to know, not to think, but to know that I could get it. And so, like, I've been living in this house 15 years. This is the longest I've ever lived anywhere. Because growing up and in my young adult life, I was moving around all the time. You know what I'm saying? So this is like a huge accomplishment for me and my family, for
Yeah.
me to be a single woman, homeowner, you know what I'm saying, stable place for my son who's 17. He's been here his whole life
Yeah.
since he was two.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
amazing. Yeah, to provide that for him, and to provide that for yourself. When you know you've seen some examples of it, but you know you've also been given the motivation to rise even beyond what you've seen. You know, and it's a testimony to revisiting like not just your dreams, but the things that you want to accomplish, the way you want life to be for yourself. Sometimes it's not a dream. Sometimes it's like a goal. Like I want to own a home. I
yeah,
want to do this. I want to start this, and it may not be a dream. It just may be something you want to do. Something you feel a need, to do. And I'm glad that you've accomplished that. And the people that have inspired you. I know you put multiple people on Mount Rushmore, but it's hard to just say four. Most
I
time I
can't.
ask this question, you know, most of the guests that have answered this question have answered it with family. And as a result, have found it challenging to just put four people on there. So I understand that. And the whole purpose of it is just to generate conversation. I actually enjoy hearing more, people be inspired by more people, because you share with me multiple ways you were inspired. You were inspired through womanhood. You were inspired home ownership. You were inspired to go back to school. You were inspired on how you raise your kids. Like you talked about a lot of different things. So I asked that question so the audience, you take into account and consideration those people are around you, those people that you see every day, those people that you might be taking for granted that are actually doing things that could be helping motivate you, to encourage you, to push you forward, utilize them as fuel, as energy, to shoot forward in your dreams. We had a good time here, Novene. I really enjoyed this conversation. I could have talked about a whole lot more. I wanted to kind of go into the Confunction story. We got some things in common. You said your uncle, Lewis McCall, was a drummer in Confunction. I don't have no family members in Confunction, and I don't know if you know this, but my mom was a beautician for many, many years in Vallejo on Mini Drive up in LaKenya's Beauty Salon right across from College Park. And she did all the Confunction. When they started getting Jerry curls, she was doing all the hair. If Lewis had a Jerry curl, my mom did it. Felton Pilot, Michael Cooper, she did all of their hair. So we got some commonalities there. Michael Cooper came and picked me up from school one day at my house and dropped me off at school one day.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
So like I have a lot of good memories. And you talked about like being in high school and, being skinny and not liking to be skinny. And, so when I was in high school, of course, playing sports and running track and stuff, I was like 180 when I graduated. Man, I went through in 2020, I had a, kind of a bad bout with COVID. I was living in California then, but I lost like 12 pounds and I never gained it back. So to this day, people be like, you skinny, you need to gain some weight. I'll be like, healthy.
Yeah, I'm about to say you need that shirt for sure. Bitch, I'm healthy.
Bitch, I'm healthy though. Yeah, I gotta get one of those shirts and a hoodie. My favorite is hoodies, so I gotta get a hoodie.
I got you on the hoodie.
Just send me the invoice and I'll send you send me the cash app or whatever, and I get you. But Novene, this was fun. This is an opportunity now. I had a great time with you, but I'm gonna open the floor to you. This is an opportunity for you to share with our guests or our audience anything you want to share about anything you got going on. Where can they find you? How can they look up your podcast? All of that, whatever you want them to know.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. First of all, thank you so much for having me on here. It was so great reconnecting with you. Like I said, we haven't seen each other since high school, but it seems like no time has passed. You know what I'm saying? Like we still cool. Right. And so you can find me on all platforms at Novene C TV. Is the link going to be below the video?
Yeah, I'll put the link below the video.
So at Novene C TV, my website, novenectv.com. Look out for my wellness brand because I'm separating my my media channel from my wellness products. It's called So Healing because my last name is Cassaux, so spelled SEAUX. So Healing, and all my products will be there. Also, I'm part of a community called Black on Broadway, and Black on Broadway. You should join. Check us out on Instagram. But we are community based. It's 4 different businesses, and we get together and we throw free events for business owners and creatives in Oakland. But we just started a Zoom series every 2 weeks. We teach free courses. We're just trying to help elevate businesses together. You know what I'm saying? Because we're stronger together, and we're just giving free game. We want everybody to, to be able to elevate their whatever they have going on and make it easier. Like I said, I had taught a class 2 weeks ago about showing you how to use AI and Canva to create images. And then tomorrow, my son is leading the class on just using AI, the different type of AIs to increase your business, or if you're an artist, on just how to use it to help, like as a personal assistant or whatever, to help your business and free up some of your time.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to offer what we have inside of us to the community.
That's dope.
And you can catch pop-ups. Just follow me on Instagram, and you can see where I'm popping up at. And buy my merch, DM me, or check my website. My website doesn't have everything yet because I'm one person trying to do all these things. So, but I will update it when I get a chance.
Man, y'all go follow Novene C, Novene Cassaux. You can find her on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere is Novene C TV. Just Google Novene C TV and you'll probably be able to link to her from everywhere from there. Man, this was fun. This was fun. And I got to get you back on, maybe next year when you've gone through and you 1 year closer to that stage and that, to that big mark. Definitely got to get you back on. And I got to get one of them hoodies, man. I got to get one of them hoodies.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
The links will be in the bio, everything that she mentioned. If you guys are interested in seeing these hoodies, matter of fact, when I edit this, I'll clip out a picture and put it up on the screen so they can see it. If y'all want one of these Bitch I'm Healthy shirts and one of these Bitch I'm Healthy hoodies, the link is down in the bio. Any of her other products also is down in the bio. This has been fun. This is my homegirl from Vallejo, California. We go back to 1992. This episode was called Brand Yourself and Watch Yourself Grow. Novene C has done that. She's been an inspiration. Like this episode, please share it. And with someone who will get some from it. Novene dropped a lot of jewels and a lot of nuggets, a lot of different things to be inspired by. Anybody who's going back to school, anybody who is a grandparent, anybody who's an entrepreneur who is trying to brand themselves, who has maybe a controversial branding message. Someone who is trying to go to school at a later age and get an advanced degree. There's a lot in this episode and a lot that she shared. So share it with somebody I know someone who can get someone out of this. Subscribe to this channel. Again, each episode airs Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll see you on the next episode of Revisit Your Dreams. I'm your boy, Johnny King III, a.k.a. Still Chill Leroy. That's Novene C. We out.
Thank you. That was great. Revisit your dreams.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I'm going to have to get you on my podcast. I got to get... Revisit Your Dream podcast.
Yeah.
Still
Me and Novene C, and then it's a problem.
Right. And it's yours. So make sure you have
exactly.
it. Okay.
Problem. But all right, Novene. So what's up, girl? How you been though?
I've been good. What about you?
Yeah, been all right. Life is lifing, but still here hanging in there.
Right. It's been like 30 plus years since we've seen each other in person, huh?
It has been hella long.
Even though I'm only 33, so.
I know, you graduated from college, you was 3 years old.
Right, exactly.
So 707 week be expanded 2 weeks?
They doing 1 week. I only did one event with them though.
Okay.
I just did the actual 707 day, which was yesterday. And that was cool.
Out of Nashville, it's a city called Murfreesboro.
Okay.
Microphone, since I ain't talking. It's called Murfreesboro, about 30 minutes south of Nashville.
Yeah. Okay.
It used to be Murfreesboro remind me of how Vacaville used to be nothing, and then now everybody live in Vacaville kind of thing. Or Vacaville's grown. Well, Vacaville at least has grown quite a bit. That's kind of how Murfreesboro is. It used to be nothing, and now it's
now is it too many people though? You don't like it?
Yeah, there's a lot of people here, a lot of families. They just everything that's a lot of Californians coming here. Everything from California is coming here. In and out, never going past Texas, and now in and out here. They got it right around the corner from the crib. They got one building to be up in a couple months. It was black and white when I was here in '92, and now every other nationality you can think of is here.
Oh, really?
It was culture shock when I got, we graduated on June 16th. On June 20th, on Saturday, 4 days later, I was here at TSU in Nashville.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 4 days later, man, they flew me out to Memphis. We rented a minivan and drove up to Nashville. They dropped me off, took me to Walmart, bought me some shit, and stuck me in the dorm and bounced. And then I was from that point on, it was all happened in a day. I was like, damn, I don't know nobody out here, no family. My first roommate became my family. He's still my boy to this day.